Hello everyone. This video is going to be focusing on the second part of the practice of the Unit 1, in which you have to identify some elements in the sentences, such as the subject, the direct object, the indirect object, prepositional object, etc. Specifying some categories of the phrases and specifying the syntactic class of the verb. Such as intransitive, transitive, ditransitive, complex transitive, etc. Okay. Now this group of sentences are a little bit complex, so I'm going to try and help you with the basics. We're going to use this website, that's diagram.com. It's really easy to use. You type the sentence and you have all the elements to make your diagram. Okay, so let's start with intransitive verbs. If you remember, intransitive verbs do not have a direct object. In that sense, they work alone. Okay, so for example, we can have the sentence "I arrived at home." Really simple. We're going to work with simple sentences. Now we click here, diagram, and we start identifying elements within the sentence. For example, we have the subject, the one performing the action. We're going to drag it here, and we have a subject, I. Okay, now we identify the verb, arrived. Okay, and we place it next to the subject. Notice how this line goes a little bit further than, a little bit further from the horizontal line, just a little bit. I'm going to explain why in a little bit. Now we have to focus on the last element, which is at home. Now, what is at home? This is an adverb. This is answering a question. Where did I arrive? At home. Okay, so prepositions, because grammatically speaking this is a prepositional phrase. We have the preposition at, these go, and this direction. Okay, and because home is a noun, noun always go horizontally. They never go any other direction in a diagram. They always go horizontally. Okay, so we're going to take home and place it with at. Now, if only I had more of these. This is going to look exaggerated, but for prepositional phrases, you need these two lines to cross, not to be like this, because this means another function that we're going to see in the next verbs. Okay, so you need to cross them if you can. If you're working with your notebooks, it's going to be easier. But because of the elements I have here, we're going to work with this. Okay, at home, and this is an adverb. Adverbs answer some questions. For example, this one answers to the question where did I arrive. But for example, I could have said I arrived quickly, for instance. And quickly is also an adverb, because it answers the question, how did I arrive? Did I arrive quickly? Okay, this is an adverb. We have several categories for adverbs. Those from place, time, when, they answer the question when. We have mode, they answer to the question how how is the action being done, etc. We also have purpose and many others, okay? But place, time, and mode, those three are the most common, okay? And they always go below the verb, okay? Unless they are modifying an adjective, they are always going to be placed below the verb, okay? So now we're going to move on to the transitive verbs. Transitive verbs do need a direct object, okay? So for instance, we can have the sentence, I bought a book. Really simple. We diagram it and we do the same. We identify the subject, I, we place it here. We identify the verb, bought, and it goes right here. Remember, this line goes a little bit further from the horizontal line. And now, what is a book? This element is being affected by the verb, bought. So this is the direct object, okay? Book is the object. So we place it at the end of the diagram. So it looks like this. I bought a, we're going to move a in a second. I bought a book, okay? Notice how this line goes a little bit further and this one stops at the horizontal line. That's how you differentiate the subject from the direct object, okay? It's really important that you don't forget that difference between these lines. And now, what are we going to do with a? A is an article, but most specifically, it's a determiner, and determiners always go in this direction below the element that they are determining. In this case, is the noun book. So we have to place it right below that word. So now we have the subject, the verb, and the direct object, okay, and the corresponding determiner, okay. This is the most simple one. You can practice adding more subjects. For example, my sister and I bought a book. My family bought a house. You can play with the elements in the sentence, okay? Now we're going to move to the third class, which are the transitive verbs. For these, you have to identify two elements that are really important. So for example, I have the sentence, Santa brought my sister a car, let's say, okay. We're going to diagram that, and we do the same for the two first elements. Santa as the subject, we place Santa here. Brought is the verb, so we drag it here, always remembering the line. And now we have two elements, and for the transitive verbs, you have to ask yourself two questions. What is being brought, and who is receiving that object? Okay, those are the two questions that you have to ask yourself. What is being brought? The car, so it's not different from the transitive. The line stops there. We're going to place the a immediately. It goes right here. I'm going to place it there just for this space. It's better to be closer to the word. And now we have my sister. This element is receiving the direct object. Okay, so we have to place it, the place where it corresponds is also below the verb. So we're going to add one of these. If I can get one, please. Okay, now we have this one, and I'm going to do this. Now I have sister. Sister is a noun, and nouns always go horizontally. Okay, always go horizontally. So I'm going to do this. Sister, and I'm going to add the determiner. Okay, my sister. Okay, actually this could be deleted, and I'm going to do this. If only, there we go. Okay, and this is the position of the indirect object. You have the subject, the verb, the direct object, a car, the one being affected by the verb, what is being brought, a car, to whom, my sister. Okay, you have those two elements after the verb. You can play with the position of these two elements. For example, I can write Santa brought a car to my sister. Okay, we're going to I'm going to delete. I know I just have to eliminate this one. We have moved these two elements, a car to my sister, but the position doesn't change in the diagram. It remains the same. Okay, the only thing you have to add here now is the preposition to my sister. Okay, the only thing you have to add is the preposition to the structure. The positions doesn't change between the direct and the indirect object. Okay, you have to remember that. So that's those three are going to be the content for this video. I'm going to do linking verbs and complex transitive verbs, prepositional and phrasal in the next one. Okay, bye.